for the wrestling, stay for the chaos. Hot takes flying, yeah, you already know this. From the ring to the real, we talking that truth. Laughs get loud when the crew cut loose. It's a cookout, where the takes stay hot and the game stay wild. The cookout, wrestling talk with that family style. The cookout, 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 cookout. Come for the wrestling, stay for the chaos. Workhorse Wrestling Network, let's go. With ALW, Sammy and Anika. Hot topics cooking, no chaser, no filter. Fire games popping, debates get reckless. If you ready for the madness, then pull up a seat. Workhorse Wrestling Network, this is the cookout.
Man, that is quite the intro. Holy smokes. I can give it up to Dolores for that. That is quite the intro. Yes, we are here, Workhorse Wrestling Network. It has been a minute since we've had a cookout. Life be life. And Anika, our anchor, who seems it's like when Anika has to work, it's like no one else can manage to do a show. So, but Anika is here tonight, so we're here tonight. CM should be here. She said she should be here anytime. I don't think we're gonna get Sammy. I think he's still dealing with his personal stuff over there that he's dealing with, but hopefully he will be back very soon. If you're new to Workhorse Wrestling Network's YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on this video, hit that bell to be notified. Right now, with the way things are kind of hit or miss with our consistency at the moment, the best thing to do is to have that bell checked because you will get a notification when we are about to go live or when we go live. Hey, Miss Dolores is here in the chat. Hey, how are you? That's our wonderful producer. All the intros, outros, all the back scene stuff, backgrounds, all that stuff is done by Dolores. She also has her own channel, Pink Girl Living in a Pink World. So she'll drop her link in the chat here. So go over and check her out. She does all sorts of great stuff over there, arts and crafts, games. She does wrestling watch alongs, talks wrestling, talks everything you want to talk about. She talks it. So, and her channel is blowing up over there. So get over there. You can see you got in at the lower level, and when she becomes super famous over there, you'll have been around for a long time. So go over there and check her out. We love her very much. We wish her all the best on her channel over there, and thank her for all she does for us over here at Workhorse Wrestling Network. If you can drop anyone who wants to drop their link can drop their. I think you do it by dropping. I don't know, exclamation point WWN maybe. I'm not sure. There's some way to drop your link in the chats. If you're in the chat, someone else is in the chat, and you got a show that's wrestling related, by all means, feel free to let us know that you are here. Trying to see if anything else from Sam yet. It doesn't look like it. Still hoping she's going to come. So I don't know. Let's see. As we usually do on Tuesdays, we just kind of talk about what's going on. I don't think we really have a focus this evening. I don't know if you have any clowns of the week. And I mean, CM's usually our resident clown of the week person, and she'll be here at some point, so she can let us know who her clowns are. I don't know if you have any or anything that you want to talk about that is clownish. As far as
yes and
go
yes.
ahead. Yes and
yes and yes. So there's two things. All right, so definitely got some topics. I was just thinking, like you said, we just fly by seat of our pants. We have been MIA for a minute, so we could definitely talk about what happened on Dynamite and Mile High Madness for no good freaking reason, which was awesome. Collision was, of course, a couple of them, but Clown of the Week, and I think CM will approve. If I need corrections, he will definitely come and correct me. But oh, I hear somebody! Wait! I heard a whoop in the boot. I heard a whoop in the boot.
Nope. Right there.
I heard a whoop in the boot.
What's wrong? What's that look for? What?
Hi.
I was too excited for you. It's been a minute.
She's good. Anika, you're gonna knock yourself out if you keep doing that. Stop! What you not do, girl? Hey y'all. Me and this computer have been going through it. I've been updating for the past like
45 minutes.
And it's like they want to update at the worst possible moment. Like,
Yeah, it
bruh.
doesn't help. It doesn't help. I don't really turn my computer on like that. So
I know I try to turn it on like 10 minutes before the show. Mine does the same thing. It's like, well, you haven't turned it on in a week and a half. It's gonna take me an hour to get loaded. Come on, man. Nah, you can't do that.
yeah, I
Laura
turned
says,
mine
"Oh my
on.
God, CM back. Thank you all. Higher power.
I think I turned it on last a month ago,
Yep,
maybe.
it's definitely been a minute. So you got to get us all caught up. Clowns of the week. We got like a lot of clowns to go over, I'm sure. Anika was just about to give us one though. So
Oh, go
So,
ahead, girl. Do yours.
and I think you know what I'm going into. But let's like so clown of the week, Jade Cargill, ma'am. All right.
ooh,
So
you're going that
what
direction.
happened?
Okay.
So for everyone in the full scope of things, I know you haven't watched WWE in a minute. WrestleMania is coming. Sign over there. And for the past couple of months, when I say couple of months, I mean like at least 5 months. We've been building towards a women's tag team match, hopefully TLC at Mania, right? But Bianca, unfortunately, she was trying to wait out her injury with her finger. And she's like, and it's been a whole year. But she's like, you know what? It's not healing. I have to get surgery. So they're hoping that she'll be back for Mania. She's not. The main thing for her would be her versus Jade, right? We don't have that. So they made an alley oop because Elimination Chamber was Saturday, and they had Rhea Ripley win. So it's gonna be Rhea versus Jade. Listen, that's a very tasty match, in my opinion. But like I said, they've been building towards this tag team TLC for a minute, and mostly her teammate was Io Sky. So she went to Twitter and she's just like, you know what? I like she's like, I'm gonna miss my girl because it's not even that. It's not even just that she does the match as what we do. That's a big part. She's not. Jay's on SmackDown, so she's not gonna see Io for a minute. So she was just saying, I'm gonna miss my girl. Uh, I wish we could have done the match, but all whatever. So Jay took that personally, and she got on Twitter and had a little bit of crash out. I'm not sure. So she was just like, "Listen, boo, you wasn't my first choice." I'm like, and she's like, "Don't be acting like you don't need to go into creative to get yourself a top spot." She's like, "Shoot," I'm like, "Oh, God, dang." And so I think Rhea was like, "Okay, we're going to use this to build up the match." And she was trying to keep a kayfabe, and then but Jay kept going in about no, like don't be acting like you and creative don't be having it out for me. And just like, oh, this is real. And so and then it got really real when Rhea was like, we're not friends. I'm not having fun. Don't be trying to break the fourth wall to make to hype yourself up. And then Piper Niven. I'm not even and so no. So I don't want to skip steps. So Chelsea Green, who's a friend of Rhea Ripley, she's like, listen, Rhea is a what you call it? She's the epitome of a person who is star power, but she didn't have to. She's humble, basically. And so then Jay got on her. The Piper Niven, baby girl Piper, lit Jay behind up. And she's because Jay went for Chelsea, and she forgot that that she had a sniper Piper in the background, and Piper took about, girl, you ain't even okay. I'm paraphrasing, but please go to Twitter and look at Piper's tweet because I'm not going to do her justice. But in a nutshell, she's like, girl, you're not even that good. Like basically, don't like let me get better. I'm gonna beat the brakes off of you. They don't even like you like that. Piper, dang on it. And then more so, everyone like so it was just and so it just more so is like for Jay, it's like I think she took it too personally. Whereas it's like, baby girl, just because she wasn't talking about you. So I think Jay was like, I guess she read into the tweet of Rhea missing Io as in she don't want to face Jay. And it wasn't like that. Like I said, they've been building this was a main storyline for Raw since September. Like I'm not even. I'm not even. So it's like I don't think she was meant it personal, but because you made it personal, you got that freaking Piper bullet, and she just kept going for your chest, and she kept and she kept freaking a target, a bullseye, and then agrees about all the stuff about her being rough around the edges during the backstage. And it's like, in my mind, this this got out of proportion, and I feel like if Jade would just like took a step back. And it's like, listen, she get like it was about you. It was about her looking forward to this match. But this is an opportunity for you to shine. But she took a very she went real left with it and she got lit up. So that's why you clown the ring. More so because you got lit up by someone who's been out for 5 months. That's why Jade Cargill, unfortunately, you are clown of the week. Because if you go talk on Twitter, you can't get lit up like that. You can't get lit up like that. So that's why my clown of the week this week is Jade Cargill.
I'm so torn on this because I mean I don't know all the details. There were a couple things you said that I was unaware of, but for the most part, I kind of heard a little bit about it, and I've read a little bit about it. So, I mean, listen, I understand that Rhea's original post has nothing to do with Jade, but I'm a little sensitive too. And if we're about to have a match and you're lamenting how you can't have the match you want with the person that's gone, well, fuck you too. Like that's how I feel about it. So, what's wrong with me? Why? I mean, you're not happy to just have the match with me. You can't just come on here and say, yeah, I'm glad I get the match with Jade. Blah 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 blah. You got to come on here and talk about how you don't get the match with the person you want. So I get that a little bit.
But
Now she may have pushed it over the top, and I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but if someone does spend a little more time behind the creative door than others, I mean, that might be a fair statement to say. I don't know if she does or not. But if someone has the
So
ear of creative and gets a little bit more of a shake than somebody
that
else, it may be a fair commentary, right? Not to mention,
that's
we
the
also
problem.
know how WWE has handled black athletes, right? So we can talk about I mean, you can't necessarily say that Jade may not have a point that Rhea might have here as a premier white athlete in WWE.
See, therein lies the problem. Rhea gets sensitive about the whole creative thing because people keep constantly accusing her of having creative's ear, of having Triple H's ear, and it's very much like a Reigns as type situation where she put in the work, she made the growth, and it's discounted because there's so many things. That's one. Two, Jade got sent back to NXT or to training for a long time where she was injured because she has had allegedly this type of behavior before where she has pissed the women off. Me personally, I am not going to piss off somebody who is as strong as I am, but who is more talented in the ring than I am. I'm not going to piss them off because I'm not Bianca Belair. And I know if Bianca gets hurt in the ring, there's going to be consequences and repercussions. If Jade gets hurt in the ring, to be quite honest, it could be written off as Jade, mm, like Jade. I don't think it will come to that. However, as over as Jade is, Chelsea Green and Rhea Ripley are more over. They are more talented in the ring. Instead of talking shit on Twitter, show it in the ring, Jade. And for me, I think that that whole type of thing could have been handled way better on both parts because they're both late 20s, early 30s. If you know you got beef with somebody, don't take it to social media
shit,
because that's when I like pancakes becomes so you hate waffles. And it
exactly.
is what it is. However,
Eh,
I will say that leads to my clowns of the week because I got a whole bunch of them.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Been
He was
extremely
packing them
tired.
up.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, we go with punk ass Phil, always and forever, and his wife, stupid ass AJ. Both of them, I will be very happy when they both leave and fall off the face of the earth again. And the fact that people keep saying, "Oh, he needed money, he needed money." No, he didn't. He survived without WWE money for almost a decade. He did what he did because he wanted to ruin wrestling because he was no longer the focal point and because he can't handle it, he threw a giant tantrum. And now we are where we are. It is what it is. It's very sad. It's very annoying. It's very frustrating, but it is what it is. And then he brought back AJ because his popularity was coming down again. And it took her how long to have a match? Yeah, Tesla supporters should probably never get back in the ring. Um, two, let's see where I can go with this. All right, I'm gonna do the nice ones first. All the people on Twitter who are mad at SRS for showing Dragon Lee's face, not not the things he should have done. However, why are you not mad at the company that has 57,000 camera angles, right? Like
Bruh.
they have so many different camera angles. It's like they could literally shoot a different episode of Raw just off the different camera angles. Why are we mad at people showing Dragon Lee's face when WWE, much like the Baptists and the BBC, could have edited it out before they put it on,
Woo!
before they broadcasted it? If you don't want to offend people, edit things out. But if you are purposely trying to offend people, keep it in. And then when people do what people are going to do, oh my God, how did this happen? Did we forget to edit it out? Oh no! Cut the bull. Like, cut it. Like, we all know that's bull. Okay.
You show it, I
Um,
can re-show it.
I
It won't
mean,
even like a.
in
It
certain
didn't even.
for a lot of things. Now, there's certain things I won't agree with that with, but for most things, like when it comes to wrestling, yeah, I'm gonna agree with that because if you showing this man's face, it's like Beast Mortos showing his whole face on Instagram and then being mad that we all looking at his face everywhere. Man, they just said that you are the Mexican Roman Reigns, and from the little bit that we have seen without that mask, I want to know what you look like because you look cute, man. I want to know. I want to know who's hiring you as a lawyer. I want to know how the hell you look so cool pulling off that damn mask in a suit. Like, I have questions that need to be answered. But we'll see when we get there. Let's see where I can go. Oh, um, the rest of them are, well, this last one is the last single one. The rest of them are all wrapped up in one Cody verse. The other one is Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, if you are seriously considering going back to work with the WWE, then you should have never did that um halftime show because
The
you're
way you
literally
did
spitting
it.
in the face. Like you're literally spitting in the face of the people that you did the halftime show for because you would literally be working with the entertainment wing of the current administration. And everybody, hi, if you're new here, I'm seeing I work and am a parent in education. If you think that we can lose any money in education, please go volunteer at a local school because I can guarantee you most of your babies can't add 2 plus 2 without having to use a calculator. And that's not the fault of the teachers because I know the teachers are teaching the stuff, but I also know your children don't deem it valuable to know what 2 plus 2 is. That's a problem. It's a major problem. They don't even know how to count on their fingers. That's an even bigger problem. But we don't want to discuss that. We just want to cut that money. And we just want to put the kids to work when they're like 5 and just make certain things available. And they just keep showing you more and more that they want you to keep having more kids. And they'll keep taking them. And then you'll have some interesting things that happen in files that we can't talk about. But last but not least, to wrap everything up, because the disrespect showed in Black History Month, it's the Codyverse. I'm trying to figure out where I want to start first. Um, let's talk about the Black wrestlers who let Cody convince them to come to WWE. It was great for him. Royce Keys, Jay Cargill, Ricky Sane. Um, who am I missing? I'm missing somebody. Oh well, y'all jump ship from a billionaire who's willing to pay you money and let you do what you basically wanted to do as long as you did certain parts of your contract. And it's not just the black wrestlers, but I'm gonna address them first. Um, and now you're doing what? Royce Keys, it came out exactly how old you were, and baby, you had held that secret down for quite a while. Jade is involved in mess and bull for no reason. And Ricky is still in NXT, where he'll probably be for the rest of his career. So, let's recap. You left guaranteed hundreds of thousands of dollars, and now your booking sucks, your storyline sucks, and you're doing what? Because Cody told you that his ice was better than your ice, and go there. And now Cody's getting a percentage of your money because he headhunted you. But not to leave out our good friends, Ethan Page, Rusev, Danhausen, King. The most successful of you guys is Danhausen, and that's because he sells merch pretty well. Ethan Page is gonna do the same thing he did in AEW and then bitch and complain about it later. Miro, Rusev, or whoever, what are you doing now besides whatever
Please
it
call
is that
your
you're
wife,
supposed to be doing? Like
Yes, you do.
If Lexus King gets any more Beijing on his face, he is going
bruh.
to be blackface, and I don't think WWE wants that again. Again, y'all come back because Cody and Phil tell you it's so much better over here. After standing and saying, "Oh, we'll never go back there. They're killers. They're horrible. They're this, they're that." Danhausen, I did not forget that post that you made back in COVID. But now you're in WWE, and everything that you stood for is what now? What are you standing for now? Who are you really? Besides somebody who let somebody else ride them into submission. Like, damn, we love making other people a lot of money, huh? Whew. Has to be nice to be making sure your friends keep getting fed while you languish in whatever purgatory they put you in. Because you're not Roman, you're not Seth, you're not Joe Hendry, you're not Blake. Blake seems to be doing pretty decent, but she also seems to have regressed a little bit.
Listen,
Interesting that. Like, there's quite a bit that's happening. It just seems to be womp, womp, womp. But hey, it's not my money. I don't have to be concerned about it, and I don't have to watch the bullshit. I just see that the progress that a lot of them made has gone down the toilet. Last but not least, speaking of Cody, all the Cody fans can be mad. The Cody Raheem Rhodes stuff started as sarcasm because the man said he ended racism. You know, he blamed that on Brandy. Oh, but I ran that by Brandy. Brandy said that was a good idea. And then when he got into that whole D measuring contest thing, he He also said that Brandy enjoyed that comment. Why do we keep throwing our black wife underneath the bus and running her over when it's convenient? Hmm. Why does nobody mention that? Why does nobody mention that Cody never speaks up for Latino Heritage Month? And aren't you partially the Latino, Cody? Let's talk about the fact that, oh, I'm never gonna let the Raheem thing go. Let's be culturally sensitive, Cody. Like we have a whole bunch of other people cosplaying as black people in the company, which in and of itself is a problem because we know the history of that entire family, and I know the Roman Reigns and NIOI family our fans are gonna be mad at me for saying it, but Dwayne has exposed the history of that family. They've exposed themselves for the history. Just because you marry and date black does not mean that you actually like black people. You might love black culture, don't mean you love black people. But I digress. With Cody, the things he keeps saying and doing keep showing he is exactly who everyone said his daddy was and who Dustin showed himself to be as well. That entire family is the McMahons for less money. Say that as you will. But in summary, clowns of the week. Phil, AJ, the Codyverse. And that's about it for me. Let me think about it.
Please let the mic
Anybody?
drop. What about
I'm trying to.
me?
I'm trying to think. Has anybody in AEW done anything to? Oh, the fans. Let me reiterate this. We can love wrestling, and I'll get up here and I'll talk shit all day about wrestlers. At no point in time is it okay to wish death or physical injury or go after
Yeah,
somebody's mental health because that stuff with Harley Cameron and Willow
stupid.
and the stuff I've seen about Mercedes Monet lately has been completely and utterly disgusting. That is vile, that is trash, that is horrible. People make mistakes in the case of Willow and Harley. The move, a lot of people are saying now, just let the move go because so few people can pull it off well and not get injured.
Or no one's
We
teaching
have to
it right.
we have to move past it. But the things that they said to Harley Cameron are not okay. The fact that people are still mad at Mercedes and continue to say, "Oh, I want you to come back to WWE," when she has said that was harmful to her mental health. Why do y'all want, for your entertainment, women to continue to be hurt over and over and over again? Like at what point do we say enough is enough? Like I say this as a wrestling fan, I say this as a women's wrestling fan. At some point we have to say enough is enough because eventually women's wrestling is no longer going to be something that women want to get into if they're like exposed to constant and consistent harassment. Oh, I know I forgot somebody. Last one, Kevin Nash.
Bruh!
You bring that ass here, boy. Like you thought you got away. You thought. I am not. I think Javon Evans did not make the decision for himself going in WWE as super early as he did, but that is his business. Ain't no way Kevin Nash is gonna take his can't walk down the damn like runway without tearing something in his legs or thinking a thought without tearing something in his legs. Ain't no way this man is gonna get his big ass up there and say, Mr. Bojangles, you need to do this. Kevin, when did you get a personality? When Scott Hall gave you one. Kevin, when did you become likable? When Twitter decided to make you interesting. I have not forgotten that you helped boost up Sean Waltman. I have not forgotten how the majority of your friends are racist, harmful people who have documented histories of they harming people, including women and black folks. I ain't forgot how y'all did China and how that was just kind of fresh on the road. I ain't forgot. But Kevin, you keep thinking people forgot because you had a lot of personal stuff happen. We ain't forgot, Kevin. You keep going. And you see what 50 Cent got with the whole Harris clan. And
Eh,
If you think Javon Evans ain't got a whole Harris clan in the back, keep messing. Keep messing. That's all I'm gonna give you. Because Kevin, your feelings can get really hurt because Greensboro people get really mean sometimes. And you keep pushing it. Keep pushing it, bro. Keep pushing it. But yeah, see, those weren't gay clowns. See, I can be nice. I can be nice, you know. Nobody's feelings should be too hurt. And if they are, please let me know. And I will do my best to not speak on you ever again. Yeah, I know.
I'm mad too. Like
Yeah.
I can't even call you big sexy no more. Cause bruh,
He's so dumb. He can be cute and dumb. It's usually the cute
out
ones
of,
that are the dumb ones.
out of all the things to say,
It's not that hard
Urban
to keep
and
your
Mr.
mouth shut.
Bojangles.
So what?
It's not that
Yes, it
hard to
is.
keep your mouth shut. I mean, apparently it is. Apparently it's very hard to just keep your mouth shut.
Bruh.
It's not even keeping his mouth shut. It's not typing stuff on Twitter. Like, at some point, you are a grown tail human. Everything's not meant to be on social media. If you have to say it, type it out and then delete it or make a video and never post it. You don't have to put everything online.
Right? It's just
And more
true.
so, no one asked you. Like I said, listen, criticisms. But for you to use the words urban and Mr. Bojangles,
Like, that was intentional.
Kevin,
That was really intentional. And it's also Booker T trying to use it away. Like, bro, Booker. Oh my God, the money is not that good at WWE. Be doing all that.
It's going to be one of my questions. Just when does when, if ever, does the mystique of WWE finally rub off a little bit? Like, I mean, I think it's rubbed off a little bit, but like, I still feel like, yeah, it's Cody and Phil saying, come over here, it's better. I also don't think it takes a lot of arm twisting for wrestlers to be convinced to come to what has been the most prolific wrestling organization over the last 50 years, right? Where you can get in theory has been the biggest spotlight in that, industry. So I mean, I think that AEW's done a fair amount to dim some of that light, but it to a certain extent, they still have a lot of eyes on them, and I think a lot of wrestlers still think it as this is the place to go to be at the very top. I mean, I just
Well,
wonder if and when that mystique rubs off, if it ever does. I mean, I don't, is it going to take them actually losing, you know, a larger significant portion of their viewing public, or they're going to have to. I mean, what more could they possibly do, right? I mean, Vince McMahon ran the company for years, and everyone knew how terrible he was, and it didn't matter. I mean, people know now how terrible it is. It doesn't seem to matter for the most part. So, I mean, you don't think that Royce Keys and Ricky Saints and what you call it, even though they, hear what Phil has to say. You don't think they've watched what has happened to other black wrestlers in WWE? I mean, I'm sure they're telling themselves it won't be me. I'll be different. I'll break the mold. But I mean, let's be honest, right? That history shows that's not true, right? So the whole situation, it's like at some point that mystique just has to come off of WWE. I think it just, I don't know.
No, it
So
doesn't. It doesn't because WWE has a fan base that's basically a cult.
that
Like there are going to be a set number of people who watch WWE no matter what. Like when Janelle Grant came out and said the things that happened to her, they literally bashed her. Shelby Martinez literally got on her podcast and bashed her. And there were a bunch of men who agreed. And she was like, she's no victim. She shouldn't be speaking up. Keep in mind, this is the same woman who's talking about stuff that was happening backstage and under her own thoughts because she got paid to be there. She's no victim. She deserved it. Keep in mind that Ashley Massaro's name and her experiences are mentioned in those files, and nothing is being done. There are two federal trafficking lawsuits open against WWE right now, and they're not doing anything. People are continuing to buy tickets that are hundreds of thousands of dollars for something that is so subpar. 2 years ago, you wouldn't have paid for it. You wouldn't even pay to have watched it on TV. You would have canceled your cable behind it. But because it's
Hmm.
WWE, it's supposed to be good. Now, bear in mind that people go to WWE and they're like, oh, we want this exposure, we want this, we want that. But AEW has had a much better bit of exposure in the last bit of time from the F ice that's been happening everywhere
I
to MJF being in Happy Gilmore to and actually being in the movie and not having his scenes cut out and having the people who are movie stars say, oh my God, he's so wonderful to act with. Having your wrestlers actually go to different companies and basically lift them up and build better working relationships with them and show them like there's different ways to do things and help get people more camera ready. Like AEW has been putting in the work of the company that bridges the indies to the big stage. However, because people want to discount Tony, therein lies part of the problem. Oh, he's just a rich kid, he's just an Nepo baby. This man is a huge fan of wrestling, and he wants the wrestlers to actually be able to enjoy wrestling. Well, part of that is giving them time off, giving them time to do things they want to do, having a bit more freedom, things like that. So you have things like that, but then you also have people like Cody who are politician carnies who convince people that, oh, come to WWE, it's better, and he gets a cut of the damn contracts. You have people like Phil who has ruined every other bridge saying, oh, come over here because it's better. Never saying it's better because I messed everything else up.
that
Like, let's be real. His actions could have taken down one of the bigger companies because he literally cannot handle not being the center of attention and having people call him out on his actions. The man has lost friends that were friends for decades behind the BS. And he got lucky that Seth Rollins and Roman were no longer as petty as they used to be because they could have said, nah, he can't come back. And WWE would have never brought them back again. Vince said no. If Vince turns down guaranteed money, Vince worked with Bret Hart, who spit in his face and whooped his ass. He still worked with that man. But Vince said no to Phil. What does that say? How horrible of a person can you be that Vince McMahon says, nah, I'm good. Vince, Vince. But that's
Ah,
just me. I to put it in put it in like quick summation. Until the cult of WWE breaks free, it'll always have a fan base, good, bad, and different.
it
Yeah.
will, but I think you asked the what will dim their light. I think the light dimming is coming with these next two WrestleManias. Because this WrestleMania, you know they're down bad because the first hour of the show, not pre-show, the first hour of the actual WrestleMania that's been here since 1984. If I'm correct? 1984 is going to be aired live on ESPN 2 and ESPN 1. The first hour will be free. That's how you know they have screwed things up fantastic. And then like we said, the prices, listen, a coat could be a coat until the money runs out. These prices for these tickets are like and like WE is dumb. But TKO, I'm not sure like out of everyone that's buying this company, they're not doing the freaking math right. Y'all are not doing the business how y'all are supposed to. Like y'all think like listen, Paul sucks. Paul Levesque. He does suck. But TKO, y'all suck in marketing. I need us all to have a come to Jesus moment because y'all are not whatever y'all think. And it's like, no offense. Okay, tell me if I'm wrong. These are the MMA dudes before they got WWE, right? So WWE, why are we trusting the people whose business before they got you was not hot to sell your most prized show? The math ain't math. Why would y'all trust TKO? TKO needs y'all. No one's watching MMA like that. Most of the UFC went to Paramount because they needed it. So why are y'all trusting TKO, who is now canceling watch parties and stuff to say, hey, because y'all realize think that is how y'all are gonna sell more tickets? Because like, oh, I can't go to the bar. Let me pay this $1,500 ticket at freaking Las Vegas. And then y'all could have saved so much money because y'all said New Orleans first. But again, y'all let TKO talk y'all into no. Since for the past bump that for the past 30 years, let's do a run back. Let's do a run back and then jack up prices. Y'all are so dumb. So like I said, WE, like you can see, is very much so right. They have a cult following, but the money go for now. It's like the money is not going to be sustained for this to be the it show for long. I will definitely that, and that's it. Next year it's officially in Saudi Arabia. I watched Royal Rumble that was in Saudi Arabia. If it's anything like the Royal Rumble from February, y'all got a big freaking problem. Y'all got a big freaking problem on y'all head. That's gonna be two WrestleManias where it's gonna be a flop. Where it ain't gonna work. Y'all gonna get dragged, bro. I'm just saying. So, like I said, they're gonna people will still watch, but the light is not. The diamond ain't gonna be shiny no more. The diamond ain't gonna be shiny. It gonna have some
Hold
flaws up in there.
I just thought about something, right? If if they do exactly what they want to do, and they basically make kids start working at like 5, 10 years old, right? And WWE's whole thing is get them while they're young and hook their attention and their loyalty for life. If these kids are too tired to watch this show, their fan base is gonna crumble. Because let's think about it. Half the time when we don't have shows, it's because we're working or because we're exhausted from working.
Yes.
So, what are kids gonna be like when they have to do school or work or both? Or if they have their way, raising families. Like, what? Their built-in fan base is gonna go bye-bye. And with them canceling those watch parties, which I think is crazy.
It's so
But with them canceling the watch parties, yeah. Anika, I think you're right on point. I'd give it maybe 2 years before we might be done.
And
Like the foundation might be gone.
if TKO really wants to do what they've talked about doing potentially in selling WWE, and the highest bidder is Saudi Arabia, and WWE ends up in the hands of the Saudis, then what are you going to do? I mean, what are all these gung ho Americans that love the American part of WWE going to do? Saudi Arabia owning WWE, right? So, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what the future holds for WWE. I really hope that that the wrestlers aren't. I mean, I do think that these are all adults, right? And they do have to take some responsibility. I understand it's easy to be convinced, money, all those things. You have to take some responsibility for the decisions you make. I still hope, for the most part, some of them it's fine, but for the most part, the bulk of them don't end up, you know, in a bad situation if something happens to WWE where it's whatever. I mean, it's hopefully there's still an avenue to either come back to AEW depending on what's going on or whatever the case may be. But I just don't want to see decent people get caught in the mix, right?
I'll say this about Royce Keith, aka Will Hobbs. At least he ain't dumb. So when he left, he was like, "Listen, I'm gonna try this, but don't. I'll do the job. I'll drop the belt. We were all on good terms, just in case something." He's like, "Just in case something happens." Listen, like he ain't. He's like, "We're all on good. We're all good. We're all good. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see where it's like, but just in case." I able to burn this bridge to the ground. The bridge, we're still good? Okay, okay, all right. I'm gonna leave, but just in case. But just in case.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't really want any of them back in AEW.
Who?
I don't want
Any of
anybody
them?
that
Yeah.
that left. I don't want them back in AEW because it was a bunch of drama and BS, and it's been a bunch of drama and BS about AEW since they came back, and it's dissing AEW and doing this and doing that, and it's like the majority of you, if it wasn't for AEW, nobody would care about who you are, and if it wasn't for comparisons to AEW and being like, well, AEW would have had you doing better, some of you Penta wouldn't have won your championship because what were you doing before that? Like, let's keep it 100 and keep it real. Like, now it's being exposed Jay's behavior backstage, where before it was just rumors. Ricky Saints and Ethan Page did all that talk, and Miro and Aleister Black did all that talking about how they wanted to be free and wrestle and do this and that. But what are you actually doing week to week? Lexis King still doesn't have a personality besides he who has Beijing face. Blake Monroe has regressed. Royce Keys can't seem to find a key to pop up on the screen. Like everybody that has left, what has really worked out well for them? Versus Tommaso Ciampa coming in, winning a belt, and having feuds set up that are intriguing and psychological. Because I feel like he's gonna make Mark Briscoe snap. And I don't know what a snapped Mark Briscoe looks like. He might be more sane. And if he's more sane, I don't know what to do with that.
That's okay.
Like, and then you kind of forget that he came from WWE because he right back into ROH and that grind mentality. Like you forget that there were some people that were with WWE for a long time because they came into the company and just fit into slots that were basically meant for them and have done very well. Like I don't know realistically if we need anybody that has jumped ship since they left. Like, do we need them anymore?
Yeah, the
I
word
mean,
need, totally agree with you. But I would just say if they go like Andrade, as of right now, is killing it coming back from WWE. Now the Andrade situation is I'm not sure what happened, but basically I think he realized this is your last shot. And you
He
know
didn't
when
want to
people get it,
leave.
you
He
think
said
so?
himself. He said himself he didn't want to leave. Charlotte said that he didn't want to leave. He left to work on their marriage,
Oh,
and then they ended up divorced. Like it was never a I want to leave because AEW is not really doing anything with me. He was saying any and everything to get out of his contract when he realized that Punch Sammy Guevara just made everybody really like him and not made anybody want to get rid of him. Because everybody was like,
yeah,
because for again, Sammy has such a punchable face. He could be such a
yeah.
sweet dude, I guess. His face says, punch me. I don't know if y'all see it, but it's there. It is what it is. But he wanted to work on his relationship. I cannot be mad at him for that. And other people are talking about, oh, I want to live out my dream in the biggest company. But what are you doing? It's still the
I mean, that's
biggest
what I mean.
company. But what are you
That's when you
doing?
have to take some accountability, right? Like, I mean, you made your bed, now you got to lay in it, right? I mean, you know, like you've been watching WWE for years, just like we have. You know what their reputation is. You know what the company is. I mean, and you're choosing to go over there. I mean, sure, it's probably not perfect at AEW, but I mean, I'm willing to bet it's 100 times better than it is at WWE. I don't care what those guys are saying. You know, I don't
I'm pretty
believe
sure your
that
boss
rhetoric.
doesn't have a. Yeah.
You
I
know,
don't. I don't
so.
believe that the boss has like a special room to lock employees so he can go and mess with them during the day. I'm pretty sure that that's not something that's happening in AEW right now.
I mean, you know, I Tony Khan has his issues, right? But I think when it boils down to it, he seems like he genuinely wants to be at least a decent person or tries to be a decent person. I don't know that you could say that about the other people involved in WWE. So I think you could probably say plainly that they don't care about being decent people, right? Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, it doesn't seem like it would be that hard to see that the grass is clearly greener at AEW. At the same time, you know, the reality is that, and it's the reality with any situation like this. You know, they have 4 hours of television a week, right? And you've got a lot of people, and there is only going to be room for so many people. And if you're one of those people that is difficult to work with or refuses creative 3 4 5 times, that's not what I want to do, I'm not into that, and what they're going to stop asking you, and eventually, yeah, you're going to be sitting there probably doing nothing. I mean, what do you know? I mean, if I'm the boss, I'm only going to try so many times, right? If I'm Tony Khan, I'm only going to come to you so many times with creative options. And if you say, no, I'm not doing that, no, I'm not doing that, no. Now, if they're unreasonable, if they're dumb things, then I can see that. But if they're reasonable and they're realistic, I mean, you can only say no so many times. And if it doesn't work in multiple places for you, the reality is you're probably the situation, not the places. So these guys, the Phils, unfortunately, I don't know anything about, Alistair Black, Tommy N, but I mean, it's not working out anywhere. So, I mean, Miro, I don't know anything about the guy, but it's not working out anywhere. So, I mean, you got to take a look in the mirror at some point, right? I mean, and take some accountability. So,
Facts.
he can shake her
Very
head.
correct.
No, you don't agree?
That's very correct. Like I can't even argue with you on that one.
More so, will they do it? They
Yeah,
won't.
of course. Of course. The one question I wanted to ask you too on a slightly lighter note is will we ever see AJ Styles wrestle again? And if so, will it be in WWE? Do you think there's ever a chance he's going to leave WWE? He says he doesn't want to. He says he wants to work behind the scenes and stay and train people. But what do you guys honestly think? People say a lot of stuff and
He
things
just
change all the
resigned.
time.
He just signed a contract with WWE.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen AJ Styles have a few matches in actually the house that AJ Styles built. Again, people do not pay attention to what the Young Bucks said in their book about who put them in contact with who opened doors, and that's part of why Phil is still upset. But I digress. And that's why some of the booking is looking the way some of the booking is years later. Um, I would have loved to have seen AJ Styles versus Will Ospreay. I personally don't see Will Ospreay going to WWE, so I don't think we'll ever get that match unless we have it somewhere in Mexico.
Yeah.
I
And
also do not want to see AJ Styles wrestle again because AJ himself said he didn't really want to wrestle. Therefore, I'm gonna take the man at his word. And if he says he doesn't want to wrestle, I don't think he should wrestle. I also hope that that Saudi money does not call to him or they pull certain strings in his contract and make him wrestle. Because I think that the longer he goes without wrestling, if he goes back into the ring, it is far more likely he will end up injured or he will injure someone else.
yep, yep,
We
yep.
were so close.
Uh,
Yeah, we were.
God, why? Hey, hey.
uh,
Okay, so I'm a crazy. Wrestling fans, we're crazy people, right? One more match is not just a chant. We actually just want to. Sometimes it's just like one more match. Now I like it's like seeing people come back for the one more match and it doesn't work out in their favor. It's like okay, you should listen to us. So I'm totally like you should definitely go with your family and listen to your family. Is for me, Anika personally, is very like I said, I don't need years of like, oh, 3 more years. No. When you announce it, it real is frustrating when okay, take Ric Flair's retirement, right? So most of his rivals weren't still wrestling when Ric Flair retired, right? Ricky Dragon Steamboat, he wasn't there. Sting, he wasn't there. But they did the best they could do, right? Okay, fast forward, Sting. Sting retires. Again, his rivals aren't wrestling anymore, but it's the best they can do. It's frustrating with AJ when all of your people who you are wrestling with, your biggest rivals, are still wrestling. And listen, you can't. I'll bet money. I will die on this hill. The way AJ retired, you cannot tell me that was a plan. That was a thought out plan. Especially when you're like, oh, the main reason why is because his contract came up and you couldn't freaking resolve it before Royal Rumble. What the freak? AJ Styles, and you could not negotiate. And he told you last year he wanted to retire in 2026. So you could not negotiate this. Like so. In my opinion, one of those top people. Okay, like that's what you think is top person, but the top person, you don't want to go to AEW. You can't thoroughly uh do a thought out story for AJ for 2026 instead of just having him lose in February. And listen, Gunther's good. Gunther's good, and the whole package of church fine. But it's just like, bruh, like we could have done this so much better. And when, like I said, Samoa Joe is still, and again, not even just wrestling. They're still good at it. Like Samoa Joe is still good at it. Kenny Omega is still good at it. He had the match with Shinsuke, but we really didn't like that thing very much so rushed. Like, okay, I can't. I guess I'm if I actually am retiring in Royal Rumble. Let's do a match at tournament event real quick. Go 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 go. I hate when it feels rushed, and AJ deserves a non-rushed retirement. That's what's frustrating to me. I don't like if you want to retire, listen, Godspeed, go home, be with your family, rest your bones. But it is like we could have done a better job. And that's what's frustrating to me. Again, it's like everyone you could have wrestled is just over the pond, man. Over the pond. And I get sometimes like, like the last time he got hurt was at Michael Carmelo Hayes with his foot. So I not saying this is the reason, but it does feel like he may have gotten spooked by that just a little bit. But like if you do a match with Samoa Joe, if you do a match with any of your boys, you can't tell me they won't take care of you, so you can go out on top. So that's just the frustrating part for me. Where just like one more Samoa Joe match, and I would have been fine. But it is what it is. I right now am going to let it go because it feels like AJ has let it go. But
Yeah.
but listen, when he says that WrestleMania has lost its luster, I think again we need to come to Jesus moment about what the freak we're doing in WWE, where he's like, because yeah, what that sounds like is when once they got his contract negotiated, was his deal, whatever, they probably were like, hey, we can say something like, I remember when Catches uh Mick Foley retired, he retired Royal Rumble, but it gave him a main event match at Mania, right? It felt like they're gonna do that with AJ, and AJ was like, and it felt like, no offense, but I've had more misses than hits. That is crazy. That is crazy to say. Like when they offer you allegedly a match at Mania at the end of your career, people you like ah, that is insane. And we like listen, just again, we need to look around and just analyze what's happening because when people turn down a WrestleMania match to go on top, we need to assess some stuff. But my favorite wrestler, like definitely top five, and awesome career.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, if it never happens, I'll be disappointed that we don't get to see AJ in an AEW ring. But it is what it is, right? And he has a right to do, I guess, whatever he wants to do. I do think the fans have a tendency to always want one more match. It's never enough, right? Because
Yes.
these are people that you love and you don't want to see them go away, right? So it's like one more match leads to one more match leads to one more match leads to so at some point as a wrestler you got to just say, okay, I'm done, right? If that's your goal. So more power to him for standing his ground, I guess. As far as at least retiring, I wish he was leaving WWE, but that's a different story for a different day. We have been holding you hostage for a little over an hour now. We do
Get
appreciate
over
each and
though.
every one of you joining us for the cookout. It has been a minute since we've all been here. Well, I guess we're still seeing Sammy, so we're still short one. CM, since you're here, you want to take us out?
Yeah, sorry, y'all. I made the mistake of laying down, so y'all ain't gonna see me on the screen. Um,
All
so
right.
so thank y'all for joining us for the cookout. We are live here most Tuesdays, and I say most because life happens. At 10 p.m. Eastern, whatever Pacific. Uh, we for the cookout, come for the wrestling, stay for the chaos. Um, Sammy, Sammy, Anika are live for Friday night fights. Usually just Anika at this point for the SmackDown watch along. She does a wonderful job. I come by sometimes
True.
and stay in the chat until I pass out. Like yeah. And then there's Winter Circle that is on Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern that has ALW, Anika, and sometimes Sammy, where they talk about all things AEW. It is a wonderful show. It is a show you can put on and clean and do all the things too until they say something, and then you're like, oh my God, I must type a comment. Um, but it's a great time. You can also find us on all social media for the most part. Uh, and Please scan that QR code for all the social media. But if you just type in like Workhorse Wrestling Network or WWN, please find us there. You can also find the Cookout Podcast everywhere that you find all of your other podcasts. It's usually up after the show, or Dolores puts it up for us in batches where you guys can get the cookout in multiple batches while you're at the gym and having fun and getting that good old workout. You can hear us talking. That is it, and that is all for us. Are all hearts and minds clear? Yes, it is.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Until next time, we love you guys. Stay safe, stay amazing. Wash your hands, wash your ass. Peace. Bye.
Peace.
That was a cookout. Came for the wrestling, stay for the chaos.